Wenger at 68, glory years, Banter era, and what the fuck next? Arsene Wenger, the man, the meme, the manager, turned 68 today. Nobody can doubt what a pivotal figure he's been in transforming the English game through his training methods, insistence on good dietary habits, and of course, style of play. But as everyone knows, those are sides of Wenger that, for better or worse, we hear all too little of these days. Football is a brutal game, and almost all managerial careers ultimately end in failure. The modern game is punctuated with the constant humming of 24-hour rolling news, rumours and gossip. There's no time to sit back and reflect on past successes. The next result is king. And Arsene Wenger is all too aware of this. Despite his many achievements in the game, Le Prof has been, to borrow a phrase from your little brother, bantered off with shithousery like few others have gone before him. Wenger and Arsenal are stuck in a perpetual cycle of disappointment and humiliation before a minor victory comes along to stave off complete embarrassment. Like a loveless marriage where both parties suspect they might be better off without each other, there's resentment, anger, and wandering eyes, yet also the occasional pang of nostalgia for the good old days. It's Groundhog Day every day at the Emirates, or at least it was until last year when the unthinkable happened and Arsenal ended the season without Champions League football. Surely, finally, enough to dislodge football's great survivor from his post? No. The question is, we've had the glory years and the Banter era, but what the fuck's next? Wenger stays on and wins the league at Arsenal. If we're being completely honest, it's hard to see him going out in a blaze of glory and lifting the Premier League trophy again, as much as many neutrals might like to see it happen. But let's just indulge the thought for a minute. Wenger's often been accused of letting idealism get in the way of results and progress, but in recent years this has started to feel less than valid. Wenger has his baffling moments tactically, perhaps more than most other high-profile managers, but he's also shown a willingness to adapt. Arsenal started this season playing 3-5-2, the first time they played three at the back in 20 years at the club, and there have been what seemed like genuine watershed moments in recent history. Their 2-0 away win at Man City in 2015 was heralded as proof that Wenger had finally learned to adapt to specific big match situations. But after their goalless draw at Stamford Bridge this season, fans were more cautious about taking it as a sign of things to come. This is football though, and anything can happen. If Big Wen could bring league success back to North London, it would be a perfect end for him and truly befitting of an incredible career. Wenger moves club, reinvents himself, or just keeps getting bantered off. Wenger and Arsenal have become so synonymous with each other that it's almost impossible to imagine them apart. Courted by Real Madrid on numerous separate occasions, Wenger and the Galacticos, what a thought. He hasn't been tempted away from North London yet. And if he was, you'd have to think that it would be for an overseas job. His stock isn't quite as high as it once was though, and the idea of him taking over at a truly elite tier club seems a bit fanciful. But he'd still be an attractive option for a lot of teams in Europe and further afield, especially those looking to cement their reputations with a big name manager. And with the life expectancy of managers lower than ever, opportunities will crop up. PSG anyone? Moving away from England and getting the chance to reinvent himself, like a kid who goes to university listening to indie music and comes back with a penchant for grime, could be a good move for Wenger as his career draws to a close. Wenger takes the England job. A seemingly genuinely realistic prospect at one stage, rumours of Wenger taking over English football's biggest job have died down somewhat in recent years. Despite the clear potential for it going horribly wrong, in theory it could be a perfect fit. As managers approach the end of their careers, they tend to cast a flirtatious eye over towards the international game, and if anyone is in need of a revolution, it's the Three Lions. Wenger's history of transforming footballing cultures and philosophies, as well as his huge standing within the game, could stand him in good stead if he was to take the England job. After Sam Allardyce's dismissal from the post in 2016, Wenger stated that he would be open to the idea. One day, he said. But for someone who lives and breathes football to the extent that Wenger does, giving up the everyday, top-to-bottom involvement in the game that club management offers won't be easy. Yet for many, he is the perfect choice for the top job. And with rumours over New England managers coming around after pretty much every tournament, the stars could yet align to see Wenger leading out the Three Lions. It's seen by many as an impossible job, but Arsene's never been one to shy away from a challenge, and if the circumstances were right, it could be too tempting to turn down. Conclusion. The whole Wenger situation is unparalleled, and the longer it goes on, the more bizarre and surreal it seems to get. Frankly, we can't wait for the next chapter. The next Abu Dhabi, Park Chu-young and Yaya Sanogo. The next FA Cup final turnaround. Maybe even the next Invincibles. Okay, probably not that. You can fly all the planes in the world over Midlands grounds, wave as many Wenger out banners as you'd like, and pour your heart out to Robbie on Arsenal Fan TV every week until the end of the season. But right now, it doesn't look like Wenger's going to be walking away from a club constructed in his image. It will come to an end one day though, so let's just enjoy it while it lasts. One of the last of a dying breed of managers not looking for a new project every few years, instead remaining loyal to one club and building it from the ground up. A true living legend. Here's to you, Arsene, and whatever comes next.